Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video. For those of you that are following my channel, you may have seen a few days ago I posted a video of this gadget here, the Razer Kishi, which is a mobile, I guess, gaming gamepad which connects to your phone directly through a USB-C connection, which is inside the case here, and ultimately allows you to kind of experience, I guess, sort of handheld gaming on the go. And I've been playing it with for the last couple of days, and quite frankly, it's awesome. And I just wanted to talk about it some more. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to compare it with another awesome handheld, which is, I think, not just my favorite, but many people's favorite handheld console. Here's probably the Nintendo Switch. And so, for good measure, I've fired up the same game on both devices here now. I'm running here Ukulele and the Impossible Layer on Xbox Game Pass, and also exactly the same game at exactly the same point. So I've just started them up after passing the sort of introduction, and just loaded from the title screen, and they're both at exactly the same position, just so we can compare them, and kind of talk about the sort of advantages and disadvantages of both. So the interesting thing here is I'm effectively comparing a full games console to something that is not really a games console in itself. So take the device itself, right? The actual unit. If the phone wasn't in there, it's not a games console. It's just a gamepad, right? But as soon as you put your phone in there and you've got something like Xbox Game Pass, or even a really good quality mobile game, or maybe you're playing emulators for games that you already own, then you've effectively got yourself a handheld games console. Now, I guess advantages, disadvantages. Let's just talk about a few obvious things. Your Nintendo Switch, you've got your game downloaded on the console, or you've got a game card in there, and so you can play this offline anywhere, and you're not going to have any issues doing so, right? Because the game is readily available on your device. You're not streaming it. So with the Xbox Game Pass here, playing on my phone. So this is Note 10 on the Razer Kishi. You can see feedback-wise, it's fantastic, right? It's very responsive. But obviously you need to have a really good data connection to get a good experience, because you are ultimately streaming the game from the Microsoft servers. So that's the first thing to just be aware of, right? You're not going to have the games downloaded. You can't go on an aeroplane and play this because it's not going to work. Here, obviously, you can. Screen size wise, kind of comes down to, I guess, the phone that you're using. I'm using the largest device that will probably fit in here, Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I don't know if the 20s or 21 Ultras and all that stuff will fit in here or not, but they weren't out when this device was released, so they're not mentioned on the actual packaging or supported devices list. But if you look at this side by side, right, obviously the phone's aspect ratio is a lot wider naturally. It's a lot slimmer, but it's a lot wider. Whereas this is, I think, sort of standard 16 by 9, 6.2 or 6.3 inch display. Overall, as you can see, right, they're literally on top of each other. There's not really much difference in it in terms of display size. They're pretty much neck on neck here. Okay, maybe the Switch screen is a tiny little bit taller, but other than that, no real biggie there. And from an immersiveness perspective, they're kind of both the same. As I said, it does depend on what device you're putting in here as to how big a screen output you're going to get. But if you're using a device like the Note 10 Plus, as you can see, it's very easily comparable to something like the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, graphics wise now, this is going to be very difficult for you to see on the camera, I suppose, but I can try and hold it up as close as I can for as much as it focuses. And obviously very high resolution displays on the mobile phone, so you're going to see that the game looks a lot more crisp versus the 720p display of the Nintendo Switch there. Now again, I don't think you're going to be able to appreciate the difference on the recording here, because it's very difficult to capture that level of detail, I suppose, on the cameras there. But if I can try and show you just a couple more times, just so you can see it, you may or may not be able to see it, but the screen on the phone, obviously, naturally, is a lot more crisp. It's a higher resolution display. Let's just go into chapter 1 on both devices here. So we're going in now, as you can see. Again, Okay, so next thing you'll notice is load times. Obviously, this is streaming from the internet somewhere on Microsoft server. God knows where it is. Maybe it's sitting in the bottom of the ocean somewhere. um, and this is directly on the card. So we're going to expect this to load a lot quicker. And as you can see there, it's loaded a hell of a lot quicker. Obviously, this is going to depend now on how busy the servers are, the speed of my connection. Not too bad. It's firing up there now, as you can see, and we're in. Immediately, obviously, I noticed the colors are better on my phone display. The sort of resolution is a lot sharper. The image on the Switch looking a lot softer, and uh, uh, not a problem. Screen on the Switch is still a great screen for a portable device. 720p doesn't give you any issues. I'm pretty sure a lot of people watching this video may be watching it because it's popped up in the actual search for Nintendo Switch. And no one can say that the Switch screen is a bad screen because it's not. And obviously you've got the benefits of better battery life with a slightly lower resolution display. But as you can see there, there's me playing through the level. I'm just going to pause that there, and I'll go through the same sort of stuff here, right? Just so you can see gameplay wise, it's fantastic. It does look a lot better than the Switch. Unfortunately, there's no two ways about it. It's better. And once you're actually playing this, you honestly do just feel like you've got a games console in your hand. There really is no two ways about it. It's great. If you're on a good data connection, maybe you are playing an offline game. Maybe you're playing a game that you can play offline in the aeroplane or playing emulators. You really are going to have a good gaming experience with this device. It really is solid. A couple of other things to point out that I didn't point out in my video. The first video was speakers. So generally with these devices, Android devices, the speakers tend to be on the bottom of the device. And what Razer have done here quite cleverly is they've effectively made these plastic channels that come through from the bottom of the device through to the front, so your sound is coming projected towards you when you're looking at the screen. So that's there. Other advantages, disadvantages, maybe the Nintendo Switch doesn't have Bluetooth headset connectivity natively out of the box, even though it is equipped with Bluetooth for the Joy-Cons. But you can buy Bluetooth adapters that plug into the USB-C port at the bottom, and then you can pair your headphones to them. So there are still options to get Bluetooth connectivity, whereas with your mobile phone, naturally you're going to probably have a Bluetooth headset paired to them anyway, and therefore you'll be getting audio through your earpieces. And just another thing to point out on that really is this charging port here really is for charging only. I haven't plugged an audio device into it, but I don't expect it to work because the sticker that was on there did say for charging only. I don't think you're going to get any data out of that. But it doesn't pass through any sort of fast charging, which is a bit of a shame. So you're not getting any sort of power delivery speeds. You're not getting any super fast charging or super fast 2.0. It's just standard power to your device. It will charge while you play. It's not a biggie, but it would be nice if it had fast charge so that it was really boosting that battery out whilst you're playing. So yeah, I think that's it really. What else is there to talk about in terms of comparing these two things? So size-wise, you can see it's a little bit wider than the Switch in this case because my phone is really wide. If you had a smaller phone, it would probably be coming down to the same sort of size as the Switch. And if you look at it thickness wise, it's definitely a lot thicker because you've got this whole strap thing going on in the back where this effectively clips the two sides of the unit together when you're not using it or when you're stowing it away. But it really does provide an awesome gaming experience, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to compare it to the Nintendo Switch with the same game just so you can see how much of a competitor it is for a mobile gaming device. Now, if you're playing at home, or maybe you're in a place where you've got a really good mobile data connection, maybe 5G, you can just whip this thing out, plug it in, and away you go, right? And you're not carrying around two devices. Yeah, you've still got to carry this around, but it's not very big once it's all clipped together, and in sort of traveling mode, I suppose. So on that front, it really is a usable. It's not gimmicky at all. I just wanted to point out this is not a gimmick. This is the real deal. This really is a really usable mobile game controller, and you wouldn't expect any less from a company like Razer, who excel in sort of gaming accessories anyway. That's what they're known for. They make fantastic keyboards and mice, and overall, even here for the mobile sort of gamers, they really have created a what you could call a mobile gaming masterpiece. Effectively, it really is a joy to use now. I'm talking about that, but I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch, just trying to get to the same sort of point I got to on the phone, really. If you've got any questions around this device, if there's anything else you want me to compare, let me know. Any other questions around this Razer Kishi, please do let me know. As I said, I've been playing with it for the last couple of days since I've got it, and it's so good that I just felt like talking about it again. And I really wanted to compare it side by side, playing the same game on an actual games console, just to really drive home the point that once you've got your phone in here, you really have got a games console in your hand. It really is that good. So once again, as always, thank you very much for tuning in to watch this video. I really do hope that you've enjoyed the video and the content here. If you have found it useful, please do leave a thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button somewhere there in the corner. I will be more than happy to answer any questions you have, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care and all the best.